there. So, okay, we got Breloom. Let's start out like we usually do. Let's drop this guy to level 50 so that he can be in competitive. And by the way, guys, if you're new to the stream, welcome. Again, I'm Justin. This is Verlis. It's typically my stream, but we like to have Verlis on every couple days or so to discuss how to build your Pokemon. So if you're new to Pokemon or you don't even know what you're seeing right now, you're watching us build Pokemon for competitive play. There is a big tournament coming up in January. The VGC, the Pokemon Video Game Championship Series Regionals, is coming up in January. So we're doing a lot of talk of the top 100 competitive Pokemon. And right now we're going to build a Pokemon called a Breloom. So, Verlis, is there anything you want to tell us about a Breloom before we jump into giving them some stats?
That smogon people might want to put their hands over their ears.
If you're into Smogon, for those of you that don't know, Smogon is in like an online community where they do a lot of like Pokemon ranking and stuff. It's unofficial, but a lot of people play by their rules because they put a lot of time and dedication into what moves seem cheap and what Pokemon are cheap or things like that. So a lot of people do like to play by Smogon rules. Verlis, I guess, is apparently going to say something that maybe goes against that. So I don't know if I don't know if you're a Smogon fan or not, but don't hate Verlis for this. But what did you have to say about it, Verlis?
Mostly because Breloom, he is the spore. Like, he's just the epitome of spore.
Yes.
And sleep claws destruction.
Yes, so that's why you wouldn't be able to use him in Smogon. Breloom is definitely a sleep-inducing Pokemon, and that is not allowed in Smogon as far as I know. You can't put any Pokemon to sleep.
You can put one Pokemon to sleep at a time, is how they work.
Is that what it is? Okay. So one Pokemon to sleep, but with in VGC, you'll sleep that whole team. You'll sleep 4 Pokemon like it's your job.
Pretty much. And Smogon doesn't like that.
Yes, of course. Yeah, sleeping is a little weird. I don't think if they could if there's a way Nintendo could kind of work on that and maybe only force maybe a certain like only a 1-round sleep or something, or a random 1 to 2 round sleep as opposed to a 2 to 5.
Yeah,
can be pretty nasty sometimes. But hey, it doesn't. If they're gonna allow it, then they're gonna allow it. So you got to know how to use it. Anyway, how are we gonna? Should we start off with the nature on this guy, or where do you want to start?
I was thinking about an adamant nature.
Okay, an adamant nature. And why are you feeling adamant with
because
this one?
I play my Breloom maybe a bit differently than a lot of people would think about running one. So
okay, so Verlis likes to do kind of different builds. He's not always doesn't conform to the standard. Hey, let's do 252 this, 252 that, and then we're going to just he's an attacker. I'm gonna make him an attacker, or he's a like a what's it called? He's like a ability. I don't know that. What is it called? He's a disruptor. Let's run him as a disruptor. You don't always have to do that, guys. You can really catch people off guard. So let's see what Verlis likes to do. We're gonna, with an adamant nature, we're gonna buff his attack, which does look pretty high already, 130. Yeah. We're gonna buff his attack and minus his special attack, because it sounds like we're not gonna use any type of special attack moves on a Breloom.
No.
So you'll see the plus and minus right there. There's the plus on attack. There's the minus on special attack. Where are we going with these, filling in these stats?
I would take his attack, go all the way, speed all the way.
Okay, so this is one that you're going 252 on.
Well, he doesn't have many stats to, like, tank up with.
Yeah, so there's no reason to balance this because you're just not going to achieve anything.
No.
Correct? Like there's no point. You can throw a bunch into defense, but he's still going to get smacked up. You can throw a bunch into special defense, still going to get smacked up. His HP is really low, 60, so you might as well. This is the most efficient way to use your stat points.
Depending on how you want to run him, some people they'll also have a jolly nature. That way you get more speed. But let's just worry about what I've been planning.
Okay, cool.
So first I want to go on the item.
Okay, perfect. So what item are we throwing on a Breloom?
Salak berry.
A special attacker. Make him a special attacker. No one will see it coming.
Okay, guys.
I don't know how to spell that. Is that Salakberry? S-A-L-A-C, Salakberry. Raises speed by 1 when at 1/4 max HP or less. Single use. So that might take a minute to get down there, though, right? Or Breloom's pretty weak, so I guess one hit might take him into that area.
We'll do that. So go to the ability now.
Okay, an ability.
He does have Technician, which we have discussed about how dirty Technician is.
Yeah, Technician can be pretty brutal. I'll read it again. This Pokemon's attacks that have a 60 base power or less will do 1.5 times damage. So this 60 attack, well, if you have an attack of 60, it'll instantly bump it to 90. So it's pretty strong because 90 attacks that are in the 90 attack power range are really strong in Pokemon.
Yeah.
You don't see a ton over 100. So what move are we going with right here?
Well, first off, we have to do Spore.
Spore, obviously. So this is it. This is where you're going to start upsetting people. So Spore, 100% accuracy, 100% accuracy puts the target to sleep. Can you protect against a Spore though? What can you do against a Spore? Can you do anything, or are you going to sleep?
You can use Evasion Claws, which Smogon doesn't like. You can hope that you can get enough evasion to where it might miss.
Okay.
That's
And
it. You can't do anything about it. Have a Grass type, because Grass type won't go to sleep with Spore now. That's about it.
oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. So I don't know if you guys just
Oh,
caught
I
that.
didn't know about that. Well, they made it to where in the 6th generation, Grass types cannot be affected by Spore and, yeah, I think just like Spore-based moves. So Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, Stun Spore, and Spore are no longer affecting Grass types.
Wow, that's evasion versus sleep clause. Evasion versus sleep clause. Someone says magic bounce. Magic bounce.
Magic
That's
Bounce
another good
does
one.
work as well.
That'll Absol, I believe, has magic bounce as an ability. Is that what
Prankster
it is?
Taunt, if we're going to talk about all the options.
Yeah, and taunt. Okay, so those are some like little solutions. But what we're doing is building it right now. So what's next on it? Some people are saying not bullet seed. I don't think you'd run that, would you? Do you run bullet seed on?
No, I do not run Bullet Seed on mine.
Okay.
I
What do
go
you-
with Mach Punch.
I have seen the Mach Punch.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen the Mach Punch. So notice, Mach Punch is a relatively low-powered move. However, it is going to get that buff on Breloom. It's going to get that 1.5, so it takes it up to a 60 and gives you priority. Why does it say usually goes first? What does that mean?
That's because by just saying that it's going to go first is kind of a lie if they have a faster priority Pokemon.
Okay. So this is going to outspeed almost anything as long as the Pokemon, as long as you're not going up against a faster Pokemon with a priority move.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Oops, hi. All right, I'll just highlight everything.
I think they
problem.
changed always goes first to usually goes first because little kids are like, I used Quick Attack, why did I get outspeed by a Mach Punch? And then they're like, oh no, I didn't always go first.
Oh, okay.
That's what I guess. Cause it's
Okay.
kind of,
Yeah, interesting. Like, so I'm glad you guys can see how well my keyboard's not functioning when I click on things and it highlights the entire page for some reason. But anyway, after Mach Punch, where do we go from here?
I was thinking about what makes Breloom work really well. Endure.
Endure, okay. And why Endure? Let me read this real quick and then you can tell me why. The user survives the next hit with at least 1 HP. Alright, so why Endure?
Because it's pretty much like having a Focus Sash without the Focus Sash. So, and since he's really weak, you're expecting him to get almost one shot by any move in the game. So you've set up that Endure first turn, you drop to 1 health, or really low, and then Salac Berry pops. So now you're getting that speed boost from Salac Berry on the first turn.
Okay, interesting. So then you're hopefully going to be outspeeding almost anything at this point with that 1.5 speed boost. That's pretty strong boost there. And then, so that's when I guess you start either putting people to sleep, or what's this last move on here?
Now, this is where you could kind of have pretty much whatever you want. I believe he does get Bullet Punch, Bullet Seed. Does he get Bullet Punch? No, not Bullet Punch.
No
Bullet
Bullet
Seed,
Punch.
yeah.
So you would maybe throw a Bullet Seed on here or something. A lot of people like the Bullet Seed on him because I believe Breloom
Technician.
is grass fighting and with the Technician. Hits 2 to 5 times. There's nothing you can do like a Cloyster here where because he doesn't have the
Doesn't
what
have
is that?
Skill Link.
Skill Link, which gives you an automatic 5. So this is kind of a risky move where you might only hit twice, although it does at least have a double boost there. You're getting the Technician boost and the Stab boost, correct, Verlis?
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Stab is something a Pokemon has. I know there's a lot of people that are new to Pokemon. Stab is same type attack bonus. It's an acronym for that. So Breloom is a grass type and Bullet Seed is a grass move, which gives it a 1.5 times damage buff to that move. Also, Breloom is a Technician. this Breloom in particular is Technician, so it gets another 1.5 stack as well.
Yeah.
On top of that, power of 25, which is super weak, but with those two and the possibility of hitting 5 times, can make Bullet Seed a very, very strong move. What else do you ever run on a Breloom?
I would say that instead of Mach Punch, you also have a lot of options you can do, such as Drain Punch.
Okay, and Drain Punch. Oh, also a fighting move. So, Drain Punch is a fighting move, and Breloom is a fighting Pokemon. In case you don't know, again, he's grass fighting, which means he'll get a 1.5 times stab on this, and he recovers 50% of the damage dealt. That can be pretty strong with an attack of, with that high of an attack,
He has
plus
a
a
200
1.5.
attack, so pretty much 400 attack at level 100 with a huge Drain Punch to get back all the health you lost from Endure.
That's really strong. So yeah, so tell us how you run this Breloom. Give us the cycle. I know you said you start with Endure, correct?
Start with Endure, you get that speed boost going, then you run into a Spore, you can use Drain Punch to keep all your health up, or Bullet Seed as you need it to what you need for damage.
Would you Drain Punch before Spore, or do you always want to get the Spore off? Because it kind of scares me in a team setup. I feel like if you kind of like focus down this Breloom, you might be gone pretty fast, even with the Endure, correct?
Well, with Endure, he will survive that entire turn, so he can take 2 hits to 1 hit points, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I haven't used Endure myself, so I'm not super well versed in it. So again, your cycle here is Endure, Spore, Drain Punch, and then once you're back up to normal health, you can decide between Drain and Bullet Seed, whatever is going to suit you best here. And then the Technician is always going to like. That Technician boost, his ability right there is always going to buff these 2 attacks because we've got a fighting type attack and we've got a grass type.
Drain Punch because it's too strong.
Oh, that's right, it's too strong. My fault. I didn't think of that. I didn't think about the Technician, but the reason I said Drain Punch gets the boost is because it gets stabbed. So Bullet Seed gets a double boost. However, Drain Punch only gets the 1 from its fighting type because Breloom is fighting type, Drain Punch is fighting type. So that's awesome. Where did you rank Breloom, or maybe do you want to talk about what you would be scared of in a what are you scared of, and what where do you lead with Breloom as well?
You can lead with Breloom. You can also bring him in like as a middle Pokemon to reset up and kind of disrupt your opponent because he has a lot of things that are afraid of him. Mostly because everything is afraid of getting spored down.
That's true. That's true. Again, for those of you that might have just popped in, you might be like, "Oh, you can't use Spore and Smogon." We don't restrict ourselves to all the rules or anything. It's just like, what can you build? What can you do with a Pokemon? And you never know when people might change the rules. This Pokemon, it looks like right here, is definitely usable. It would be typically usable, I believe, in VGC, but I think Breloom is Friend Safari only, unfortunately.
Yes.
So you might not even be able to use him in VGC, or a build like this you might not be able to use in Smogon, but if you want to take him online or just battle your friends, you can really mess some
Yeah, this is a pretty hilarious one.
Where would you rank it?
I was saying, like, top 40.
Top 40. So overall, out of all the builds that you can do with Pokemon, Verlis is thinking this would be a top 40 Pokemon, running it like this: Spore, Drain Punch, Endure, Bullet Seed. 72. Number 72. Pug says 72, but some people are saying we got Squong Squaku, my life boss, says 47. 47 41s I'm seeing from Devi. So, oh no, the stream keeps freezing. Well, if your stream is freezing, you might want to change the quality down there. If you look below Verlis or below our YouTube links, there should be a little button that says Source and 720 and 480. If you're having any issues with stream quality, then definitely change that to something that suits your bandwidth. And by the way, hello, if there's any new people here, don't know if we're on the front page like we were last time or not, but hi, I'm Justin.
Yes.
This is Verlis. He's a special guest today when we discuss Pokemon builds. Pokemon can be a kind of a deeper game than you might think initially on its surface. It's not always just about catching them all. It's about catching them and beating them all as well. So there's 2 parts to it. Anyway, some people are dropping some other numbers, actually saying 30, 35. Wow, even Juicy likes in the top 20.
I think it depends on how often you've gone against the Breloom and how much you have like been around in the metagame. Because back in Fortune, he was the only thing you would ever see, and it would pretty much be this strategy. And now that there's like different mechanics with Spore and stuff, it's not being as used as much. He isn't really seen, but he's still incredibly terrifying. And my list is trying to take every competitive scenario. So I'm going back to Pokemon that used to have their heyday a gen ago, and trying to like just show them like, oh, these guys used to be insane and they still have viability. You can bring
Awesome.
this guy into a Garchomp. You know, you endure that earthquake. You would have probably gotten knocked out because you have no defenses. Salac Berry pops. You're now faster than Garchomp. You use Spore, put him to sleep, and then Drain Punch. Or I would probably go with Bullet Seed just to try to get that knockout on him.
Yeah, yeah. Hope for that. Maybe more than 2 hits. I think 2 might not take him out, but yeah, you could probably get him if you score like a 3 or 4.
And it doesn't matter because Spore is terrifying.
Spore is the ultimate scary move simply because you don't know. You're asleep for at least 2, correct? And then is it always 2? 2 to 5?
Well, I think you can wake up on the second turn.
Okay, wake up
So
on
the
the
turn
second
you
turn.
go to sleep, you're going down, and with Breloom having 360 speed from the Salac Berry proccing,
Uh-huh.
that you just can't dodge the Spore, which is why I feel like he needs to be top 40 because it's the fastest Spore you can have.
Is that really the fastest Spore? So there's
I think
no
so, something around there.
there's no prankster Spore, or is that even a thing?
Oh God!
Oh,
Don't
God.
even talk about Prankster Spore.
That's no one shall ever say prankster Spore again next to each other. In fact, you must keep 7 words in between it at all times. But okay, so that sounds pretty scary. A Ditto build. Wolverine wants to see a Ditto build. All right, a Ditto build. Yes, a Ditto build. All right, so guys, that is the Breloom. Verlis is thinking somewhere in the top 40. It looks like a lot of you guys were throwing out some 30 to 40 range on that one.